Hey everyone, and welcome to PGN Live. It is September 3rd, 2025, and we are back for another live stream. I am excited to be here. I hope that you are all, hey everyone, I hope that you are all having a good day. Got tongue-tied there for a moment. Yesterday was wild. Our streams were popping. We gave away 2 gift cards. Gosh, was it fun. Brian C. already here. Welcome. Gale Garcia. Welcome. GameCube stream when? You mean like when would we play GameCube together or me run through some GameCube games? What do you mean? Let me know. But yeah, thank you for being here. We're already off to a good start, and that's nice to see. Yeah, like I was saying, yesterday was so much fun. We had 2 people get a $10 Nintendo Switch eShop card. That was great to see. Community was full of support. Everyone had fun. We talked a lot of gaming. And here we are back again, ready to do it some more. Hopefully give out another $10 eShop card, maybe 2, we'll see. But even if we don't have the gift card giveaway today, which I'd say there's a decent chance, at least we'll get into some good gaming talk. Because we've got more rumors of Resident Evil 9, also known as Resident Evil Requiem, coming to Nintendo Switch 2, and potentially PlayStation 4, which is pretty interesting, but hey, if the system could run it well, I guess so, why not? Then we've got Nintendo Direct hype continuing to ramp up. And just like that, oh wow! Hey, that's pretty awesome. Gale Garcia, Gale Garcia with a question, which I'll get to in a moment. Brian C. with the first super chat of the night. Brian C., let me know if you have a video game music request or a video game trailer request that you would like me to run at any time on the night. I've got YouTube opened up here. I've got X opened up here. And I'd be happy to fulfill that. But thank you so much for the first donation of the stream. I really appreciate it. And just like that, you have helped the chat get one step closer, because you got to start somewhere to that goal. Way cool of you. Thank you, Brian C. Let's see. We got here. Excellent. I'll put that right here. Our top donor, Brian C. Published. Band-Aid is back. You had it off the other night. Yeah, I'm supposed to keep it on because the special cream that they gave, it could be on the wound whether or not you have the Band-Aid on, but the Band-Aid will help keep it moist, and that's how the skin will heal the best, most properly. So, the Band-Aid fell off. I didn't put another one on, so I need to be keeping it on for a while longer. Tsukino Ame, welcome. How you doing? Gale Garcia, how do you give the card? So when we unlock the card, which is once the stream hits $64, I'll get that one. I'll do that request gladly. What was I saying? Michael Goodman, welcome. To answer Gail Garcia's question, while I also look for Brian C's request to Xanarkand from Final Fantasy 10. Once we hit that $64 total, Gail Garcia, then I randomly roll the wheel, and whether it's 10 people in here, 18 people in here, whatever, someone will hit number 1, and then that'll get you enrolled in it. and you'll have a 1 in 12, 1 in 10 chance, whatever it is, of winning the eShop card, and then I'll give it to you digitally. You've got to have like X or Discord, Instagram, Facebook, some way for me to give you the code, because I could type it in the chat, but there's always the chance that if I type it in the chat, somebody could just snag it. You know, you don't want to assume that, but it is a possibility. Uh, let's see. Brian C., if this sounds good to you.
Do you have any Labor Day sales going on?
Well,
Is
I've got
Labor
an
Day
ad
sale
right
today? Is it today?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Party. I don't know if I've seen much on Lego Party. Published with the OK Princess Gale. Ha ha ha. Ah, that was nice. Get out of here. You know what? I'm gonna leave that up there. Maybe we'll play it again because I like that song quite a bit. So if we don't get another one, we could just play it again. I was thinking of, should this stream have some constantly on background ambiance music playing, or is that kind of distracting, or is it more significant when somebody makes a request? Like if you always have Mario music on, well, are people going to request a Mario song? You know, probably not. I don't know. Will I play Silk Song tomorrow? Probably. I plan on, well, not pre-ordering it. I plan on buying it, so I'll probably play it tomorrow. I can't wait to get camper van. Make it home. You get to decorate a camper. That's kind of cool. Tsukino Ame. That sounds a little bit different. Let me put up here, by the way, the goal status is 5 of 64. Brian C. is helping us get there. All right. For those of you that weren't here yesterday, it was wild because for the first time we had so much drive to give out gift cards that we topped $128. We got to $135, so we carried that 7 over into a third stream for the day. And that one, got another like 11 total, but that's okay. Didn't quite make it. Tsukino Ame talking about, oh yeah, okay, coming out tomorrow. Robbie Rains, how's Peach? Peach is doing good. She's hanging out with my kids right now. Thank you. She's a wild dog. This morning I greeted her. Peach, 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 Peach. Hi, little dog. And she comes up and she's flopping her tail back and forth and all happy and stuff. And she's cute. She's good. I've been out of the loop on game key cards, so I just wanted to ask if there's a physical Silk Song. So there will be Robbie Rains, but not out of the gate. It will happen in time, several months from now. Just like Ruffy and the Riverside, there will be a physical one, but it's some months out. I think like if it's a 1 month wait, well, let's see. With Metroid Prime Remastered, it was just dropped out of nowhere, so that 1 month wait hardly was bad. It's like, oh dude, if you didn't release it today on eShop, I would have to wait a month anyways for the physical release. But since you gave it to us, the option, some people want digital now, some people wait. If it's like a 6 month later kind of thing, I just might buy, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles now, Hades now, certain titles that I know I'm going to like now. Like, will Fast Fusion ever be physical? I don't know, but it's also not that big of a file. I also like it enough, and it's a quick pick up and play racing game that's really nice. Doesn't take up a lot of space, like I said. And I don't mind it being digital only on my Nintendo Switch 2. It's all good. I used to play Ask Questions with my old cat Roger. He would wiggle his tail 1 for yes and 2 for no. That's pretty cute. That's kind of funny. I like that. Z-Teener, good evening. Brian C., you mean you didn't buy it digital and physical? I bought Prime Remastered both. Yeah, I just waited. I'm trying to think. Like, if it was a new game like Metroid Prime. Oh man, here we go. If Metroid Prime 4 Beyond somehow was at this Nintendo Direct, right? Let's say hypothetically, it's at this Nintendo Direct next week on September 11th, and Nintendo said, available digitally today. Oh, what? Are you kidding me? Today? And they said, coming physically December 7th. Oh, shoot. 3 month difference to buy it digitally now or wait. I want it physically for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. But if it was a 3 month difference, I think I would just get it digitally. Or I would double dip. You know how I would double dip? If there was any kind of special collector's edition, I would probably buy the base game digitally and 3 months later be a fool and buy the collector's edition for $120 or whatever, because it would be more, right? It would be the special edition with a tin box and some poster and a figurine and a keychain and all that kind of good stuff. If it was just a normal digital and 3 months later a normal $70 physical, would I still go ahead and buy it both? Buy both? Maybe. But at that point, I might be like, I'll just buy it digitally now. I don't know if I would wait though. 1 month, you might get me to wait. But you also run the risk these days, even if I have the patience and could wait, you've got the risk these days of spoilers on the internet, you know? Someone showing off that awesome Samus Aran final design where it's got purple and blue and a spot of orange in it, and it glows up green and like whatever, some cool thing, and she's got this new power up and she could activate her thrusters in flight, and all of a sudden the game's in third person as she's doing these not just screw attacks but like hovering and flying, and like, what? I didn't know that was in the game at all, and you got spoiled. I'm not saying that's going to be in the game, but like that kind of moment I would want to experience for the first time. So yeah, I'd probably buy it earlier. Anyways, enough about Metroid Prime. I mean, we could talk more Metroid Prime, but for now, let's get back to the chat. Michael Gutmann, if I win the gift card, I'll get Silk Song digital. Otherwise, I'm waiting. Yeah, the gift card, that helps out. $10. It goes towards, it's half of the game, which is not bad. Robbie Rains 1. I just booted up my NES today. I needed to buy a converter off of Amazon. So, is it still working overall, though? And what kind of TV do you have it hooked up to? Do you have it hooked up to an old school boob tube TV? I mean, that's the way to play it. I still have my old NES from 1989. Yeah, July 7th. I got it for my 6th birthday. It's pretty cool. Have any of you played Forsaken, by the way? It came out last night. It's on the expansion pack now. We've got 14 people watching. Odds are right now pretty good. I'm assuming we get to 64. 1 in 14 shot at winning an eShop card. It's pretty cool. Let me see. Let me look at this. One moment. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry about that. Couple of text messages. Let me get back to chat because I don't want to fall behind. You know how it was yesterday. Chat was popping off like crazy. It was very difficult to keep on top, but I managed. Z-Teener, are you making a fashion statement? A fashion statement with the beard or the Band-Aid? Nah, neither. I mean, well, the beard, I've been growing it out for a couple of weeks. Of course, my joke is, oh yeah, I didn't shave this morning. I shaved yesterday, so this is what happens, you know, because usually I'm fairly clean shaven. But now it's a couple of weeks. The Band-Aid, no, not a fashion statement. It actually is covering a small surgical procedure for something. So it's just better to be safe than sorry by keeping the special ointment on it and keeping it moist with the Band-Aid to cover it. Waiting is for sure smarter, Brian C. Yeah, it is. You would double dip for that, yeah. Robbie Rains, you hooked it up to a modern modern one. Oh, Roku TV. It does work, but unfortunately keeps shutting off and saying error. Oh, that's a little bit of a bummer. Yes, this tech is old. Hey, Joycey J. Welcome to the stream. Joycey, you said that you got or were going to get Hades. Is that right? Did you end up getting it? And how much was it? 15 bucks, I think you said? If you got it. Is it in your backlog already? Or if you got it, did you already start playing it? But either way, I hope you enjoy it when you do get it. Tsukina Ame, you don't have the expansion online. Furious Junker, Paul, we want to see you play a game. I would like to play too, but I've got to get a capture card. As it is right now, despite this being my game room and having video games to play in a way, my Nintendo Switch 2 is in the living room, hooked up to that TV. So the only way I'd be able to play right now to show you is like this. I don't have a capture card, and that's what's necessary to, alright, run the dock into the back, I guess, of the computer, into the monitor, some splitter action, and then be able to sit here and play and look in my little corner in which I would have the footage maybe like in this black section over here. Or I could move the digital section, which is this guy, where you could request music, or we could look at news or pop up whatever, go to X, check something out, see a post that Nintendo just put up, watch a direct together, whatever. Maybe that would be the section where I'd play, but yeah, right now I don't have that set up. Brian's here, definitely grabbing Silk Song tomorrow. Probably grab it physical too eventually. Yeah, see, like that's probably going to be like 8 months apart, so I guess you feel good for playing it early. And then also, after some time went by, you bought that physical of something cool that you liked a lot, right? Wiki, hey there. Paul, how you doing, man? Love your content. Thank you. And your countdown song. Thanks a lot. My kids look forward to them every day. Oh, I appreciate it. You know, today was a new countdown, by the way. Who saw the countdown today? Raise your hand if you saw the countdown today. I'm curious. Let's see. I gotta tell you something about the countdown, though. Did you see today's countdown video? Yes or no? Boom. Easy pull. We'll just run it to see for the heck of it. So today's countdown was 212 days, or 7 months until the release of the Super Mario World movie. I'll explain more on that in a little bit. Mario Master, hey, what's up? Joycey Jays, hold on. So, $25? Why is Hades still 25 bucks? Okay, well, it's worth it, first of all. It's a freaking great game. But it goes on sale periodically. No rhyme or reason. Although maybe there is a rhyme or reason, because maybe they just want to boost up sales momentarily, or like Halloween or something. But that game goes on sale throughout the year. I don't know for sure how low it drops to, but 25 is a little bit surprising, because I would have thought it would be like 15 to 20 now. It's actually been so long that I've purchased it, 5 years I guess, that I don't remember what that old MSRP was for it on the eShop. I'm not sure. It's definitely not smart, but I'm impatient and really hyped for it. I have a bad habit of double buying some games, but I definitely don't mind supporting them twice. You know, if you don't mind supporting it, and like you said, if it curbs that impatient appetite because you want to play it now, and then you don't mind getting it later, it's all good. That's why we work, to spend it how we want in life, to enjoy life and enjoy entertainment, and hopefully make more positive financial decisions than not, so we could have an overall nice breadth, a nice variety of things to buy and play and do, right? Tsukino Ame, I had 2 surgeries in my lifetime. I'm okay, though. I'm glad that you're okay, though, and hopefully they weren't anything too crazy. Demonic Brawler, welcome. Can't wait to see 007 First Light footage on Switch 2. Got a feeling it's going to be one of those impossible ports and blows my mind day one. Hey, that game was revealed for the first time on Nintendo Switch 2 during a direct. So we know it's been in development for some time, and it's not going to just be like an afterthought. You know what I mean? A port. I'm getting Silk Song and Chronos. Cool. Robbie Rains, Joycey J. I see a lot of comments going back and forth. Ashley, 1963. Am I getting Chronos? Maybe. That's tomorrow also, right? Tomorrow might be packed. Well, it's looking good. Ashley, did I get a comment? Hold on a minute. Oh, Ashley. Hold on, maybe not. I've got to ask. I don't think so. I got a comment today. I have no idea. Now I know. It might not be you, Ashley, 1963, but I thought it was like Ashley also, or something like that. But somebody left a comment on my comment section today because I try to reply to every comment on every one of my videos. No matter how many I get, I eventually get through them all. And anyway, somebody, and it might not have been you, and if it was you, sorry if this happened, but someone said, it's a shame that my comments keep getting deleted. I'm like, I'm not deleting anything, so I don't know what you're talking about. So if that was you, I apologize. Maybe YouTube deleted something, but it wasn't me. I'll only delete something if it's like bad, distasteful, negative. But I don't think it was you. I think it was someone else that made that comment. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry about that. Maybe it's YouTube. Anyways, if it was you, sorry, but it wasn't me. I'm not sure what's up. Brian C. I'm waiting to see Sea of Stars on a good sale. You played it on Game Pass and then got it physical, but I want to play it again, but want to keep the physical sealed. Oh. Triple dip. Boom Mini. Hey everyone. Hey Boom Mini. Michael Gutmann, Matthew Sally. Giving back that highs, that love. Mario Master Silk Song. It looks incredible. Yeah, it does. Joycey J. I also don't have an SD Express card yet. I don't want to fill up my Switch 2 space yet. Oh boy, Joycey. It's gonna happen. You throw like one more game on there, boom, you're done. Then you're gonna have to play Refrigerator. Ugh. Annoying. Annoying. Especially if there are several games that you're kind of concurrently playing. Or you buy the card. Steak 24. I wish they would have had the collector's edition 007 for Switch 2. Yeah, they announced it today at the PlayStation State of Play. $300 or $350 for the collector's edition on PS5. Here's how I look at it. If it's going to be a great game, that's like a game of the year contender style game, or once every 5-year generational type game, give me the biggest, baddest $500 collector's edition and I'll get it. You're paying the freaking price of a console for a game with some plastic? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Not for any game, though. You know? At most, it's like, oh, Best Buy or someone for $10 more. It's actually, Best Buy never upcharged, if I'm not mistaken. But, like, Best Buy did a good job with movies, for instance, and games, too. Steelbook. Ooh, Steelbook case? That's pretty cool. I'd pay $10 more, I guess. $30, $40 more? Yeah, once in a while. That doesn't have to be the biggest, baddest game. But if it's like a $250, $300 one, it better be a damn good game for me to do that. And, you know, I've purchased some nice collector's editions before. I forgot exactly. What's in the 007 PS5 collector's edition? Lily Young, hi again. Hades shouldn't be a big file. I don't think it is, Brian C. I think it's just a handful of gigs. You might put it towards the next multiplayer game you get. Multiplayer game. Not Hades. What game? I might be talking to someone else. Joycey. Another reason I prefer physical. Yeah, same here. Saves me space, and from buying an extra accessory, I know I'll have to get one eventually, but not today. Demonic Baller. I finally got an SD Express card, but unfortunately it's only a 512 and not a 1 terabyte. They were sold out. Lucky you got one. 512 will last you a bit, especially if you don't throw all of your Nintendo Switch games on there. If you just put the ones you I mean, if you have any digital ones, that is. Um, if you just put like the most prominent, most played ones that get the best performance boost, you put those on, I think it'll be okay. Hmm. With you on that. Yep, Steve Man 92. Good evening. Welcome. Demonic Brawler agreeing. Maybe Air Riders, Joycey. My cats are loving that I went home. Wish I could be out, but I'm extremely broke. Wish I could be out. Like out of the house? Like go out and do things? Ah, hey, these streams are free, so there's some entertainment for you. And not only the streams are they free, but you get a chance at winning a $10 eShop card. So that's pretty fun. Matthew Sally, do you need to play Hollow Knight before Silksong? No. Pick up, play, enjoy the mythos, the world, the many different enemies, the strengthening up of your character, new boss battles. I mean, of course, you get like a little bit of an appreciation for the environments and how much the game might have matured if you played the original one to now, like 8 years later. But no, you don't have to. You don't have to play the first one. You don't always play multiplayer games. Happy there is good news about third parties performing well. Heck yeah, like plenty of third parties are selling well on Nintendo Switch 2. It's really going to take a little bit of time. Like, hey, everyone, come on. In 2 more days, the system will have been out for a full 3 months. That's not a lot of time to gauge total success for developers to have an idea of this is how many we were expecting. This is how many it sold. Hey, it sold this many. Our game only reviewed this well, so it only sold this well. Hey, is that because of its game key card's fault? No, it's because maybe the game's not that good. Maybe it wasn't that good of a port. Cyberpunk 2077, it sold well. Is it just because it was cartridge? No, it's also because it's a good game. But now, could Street Fighter 6 have sold better if there was another SKU that was also cartridge? Maybe. But it's also a 2-year-old game. So there's lots of different reasons for something, selling or not, performing or not. What's wrong with my voice? I don't know. Lily Young will get the 512. Cool. These streams are always good. Thank you. Nintendo Prime is here now. Yeah. Paul is taking over for Tim Allen as the new Santa Claus. That's right. Ho, ho, ho. Paparizzo. Hey, Nate. Welcome to the stream. Speaking of giving credit where credit's due, Nintendo Prime is here. So, it's a good time to talk about some of these little things, because some of these little things in these corners that you're seeing off to the side are inspired by Nintendo Prime. Like music requests, as Brian C. did earlier. He contributed towards the stream, and he requested a video game music piece. And you've got video game trailer requests also down here. And also taking a page out of Nate's book, as I've said proudly on these streams. It's a little bit different, but if we hit $100 or more per stream, then it unlocks any type of music, copyrighted or not, and any type of trailer, be it from a movie or a game, whatever, copyrighted or not, doesn't matter. Because you gotta give credit where credit's due. Right, Nintendo Prime? This is an inside joke. But to open it up to all of you, because I don't want to just have an inside joke that's not nice sometimes. There are some people that don't necessarily give credit out there. And folks like Nintendo Prime do give credit. So we are one and the same when it comes to giving some proper acknowledgement. I'm not the first person in the world that came up with song requests and stuff like that. No, that's something that Nate does well, and I see good value in it. So I am not afraid at all to say, hey, thanks, Nate, for doing something pretty cool like this. Now, Nintendo Prime, there is something new that I added to this to make it a little bit different. That is the Nintendo 64 goal. You see this in the upper left-hand corner. Every stream, as long as we hit Nintendo $64, we give out a $10 eShop card. Like, I hop online on GameStop.com. I only have, upwards of 42 people watching. So there's only like a 1 in 42 chance at winning a $10 eShop card. Sometimes like a 1 in 18 chance at winning. But when the stream slowly adds in $5 here, $2 there, a subscription here, a gifted subscription there, it all goes to that Nintendo 64 goal. And when it does, GameStop.com, buy a card, have people type 1 in the chat, and then not everybody enters, but one person ends up winning, and it's like a not bad odds. So that is a little something different that I do. But some people just copy stuff and don't give credit. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Okay, let's get back up to the chat. But Nate, you're on to something there with that Tim Allen Santa Claus thing. I just might be. All chat talking to each other. Jay Biggs, Mr. NY for Life, contributing, saying that you're happy to hear that Star Wars Outlaws actually is better than they told us. You can't just go off of one person's opinion. And if someone doesn't regularly cover Nintendo Switch news, why would you care about their opinion on a game? If you've got someone like Nintendo Prime who is daily covering Nintendo Switch 2 news for years, and he's telling you the highs, he's telling you the lows, he's reporting on good news, he's reporting on news that's like, oh man, I don't know about this. This is kind of a practice that I wouldn't believe in. Whoa, I played this game. Whoa, I played this game, etc. And he's giving you all this feedback. Nate comes back from PAX West. He tells you about his hands-on impressions. I would say that's somebody to listen to. Me, you know my back catalog of games. You know my passion in the industry. You could see me going back to E3s when I was freaking 16 years old in 2000. When I go to E3 and I play a demo, I dissect it. And I'll tell you hands-on if it's good or if it's going to be worth a damn in 6 months or not. So when I go to Nintendo Switch 2 experience in LA and I play Donkey Kong Bonanza for 2 separate 20-minute sessions, I'm going to tell you if it's good or not. And I'll tell you, yeah, it's going to be a GOTY contender. Don't believe some yahoo that has no experience handling Nintendo saying, oh, Star Wars shucks. They don't know what they're talking about. Or they're blowing it out of proportion. Or one of the favorite things, high irony here that Nate and I agree on is when people say unplayable because a game went from 60 frames per second down to 30 frames per second. Unplayable is some broken, janky mess of a game that hardly turns on, that's skipping frames, dropping left and right, crusty voice acting, 5 minutes to load, screen crashes, pixels are popping in everywhere, you can't walk 15 steps without glitching through the environment. That's freaking unplayable. Otherwise, dude, lighten up. Things might not be perfect, but rarely anything is perfect. Oftentimes, a small sacrifice you have to make to play on Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2 is worth it because the gains exceed the cons, and that is you get to play it freaking portably and take it on the go. I'll take that majority of the time. Boof! Got me all pumped up there. Jeez Louise. Wiki. If Nintendo was smart, they would tease the new Animal Crossing game at the Direct next Friday. That franchise is now a giant piece of the Nintendo pie. I think that Animal Crossing might be a little further out from releasing, but you never know. But announcing that one is in development might not be a bad thing, just to buy some faith with 30 million plus people. Steve Man 92, you have a beefy gaming laptop, PS5 and a Switch 2. I just decided where to play, but I have really been enjoying Switch 2. Awesome. People welcoming Nintendo Prime in the chat. Right on. Demonic Brawler, thank you. I've been saying since the beginning, maybe it's not the game key cards that explains why some games haven't sold well. Maybe it's just simple, the game's not as good. Yeah. You think people would buy Cyberpunk 2077 if the Nintendo Switch 2 version ran like crap? Or if the game in the first place was garbage? No. It's a good game that maybe launched a little bit rough around the edges, but turned into a very good game with a lot of extra junk thrown in there. also all in the cartridge. So when you have high reviews, that definitely helps. And previous word of mouth saying, hey, it's a good game now, which is what's important because that's when you're buying it now. Let's see, what else we got in here? Nintendo Prime inspired me to go back and play Ocarina of Time just so you can remember the ending. True words. True words. Ah. Astrobot has... Oh, geez. What is this? I'm trying to look at this name. Astrobot has won GOTY. Mario hasn't. Mario games have won Game of the Year over the year. Yeah, don't forget. Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, Super Mario 64, all Game of the Year winners. Super Mario Galaxy, same thing. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about. Both great games, though. Yeah, Wiki, it is star-studded. Let's see, what else? Fortunately and unfortunately at the same time, I'll just say the reality is, Nate, if you're still here, I don't have 300 people watching right now. I've got 28 watching right now. So the ability to scroll through and read the comments is a little bit easier. But yeah. Slowly growing. It's good quality. It's all in good fun. After this, by the way, Nate, you're going live at 6:30 with the podcast, correct? For whomever is in here, I'll bounce people over into that podcast. A little help that it does. I mean, they might have gone there anyways, but I'll definitely steer folks in that correct direction. Shadow the Hedgehog 16, Sonic Racing Crossworlds will release on September 25th, and I don't have a game on your Switch too. Hey, that could be your first one. That'd be cool. You have you have a fantasy draft in 7 minutes. Cool. 10,000 noodles. Shot down a few shots, make it fair. Drink some water too. Sassy Paul says, what? That's right, Joycey J. Spin the facts like it is. I don't mind when people complain about something that's worth complaining about. But if you're complaining because you got nothing else better to do, come on. Get out of here. Get out of here. That's why you ignore the internet. Yeah, I mean, you gotta find the folks that you most click with. If you want to hear someone's really good opinions on RPGs, and you know, dang, this person talks about RPGs all the time, check out Player Essence and his take on a game, or Roger's Base and his take on a game, because they're quite familiar with and they make it very vocal on, this is what we play, this is what we like. Anime, I enjoy it. Don't get some Yahoo's opinion on it. Look to the folks that kind of match with you, and you might not like everything. Like, I like watching mixed martial arts, and I also am a big Nintendo fan. You might be a big Nintendo fan, but you might not like MMA, and that's okay. So it doesn't mean like everything I like you're gonna like, etc. But when it comes to gaming sphere stuff, chances are if I enjoy it, there's a decent amount of other people that enjoy it. But if not, I'll always give you my honest opinion on something. Demonic Brawler, you beat Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It was rough but fun. That's good. You're still able to have fun with it. Absolutely. Mr. Black. Mr. Black, how are you feeling? You shaking that cold? Yo, Huddy, what's up? Catching up to the chat. A lot of the conversation is talking with each other. But it's still growing. There's still so many comments. Oh boy. Let's see. Super Mario World, the movie, gonna be peak? Heck yeah. Can't wait. Can't wait for that. 7 months to go, folks. People saying Risky is back. Risky was here the other day talking. Ah. Hey, I will politely tell someone if they're wrong. If I know they're wrong, yeah, I'll put it like that. You hope the Super Mario Galaxy 2 rumors are legit, Demonic Brawler? Dang. That's a part of my recipe for success, is to have a Super Mario 3D All-Stars 2 pack, and in it, you've got Super Mario Galaxy 2 Remastered, done Metroid Prime style, Super Mario 64 DS HD, and Super Mario 3D Land HD. That's enough. $60. Boom. Have a Nintendo Switch 2 edition and Nintendo Switch version. Have it limited time, but if you bought the Switch version, you would be able to at any time later on upgrade to the Switch 2 version, because both releases are independently only being available for a limited time. That's the way you can maximize sales. I've got 10,027 watching, 10,000 noodles. Heck yeah, you count for 10,000. So there's just 28 others in here. I was asking you a question about what's the greatest game you've ever played. Astrobot has one goatee. Mario hasn't. That's a long name. What's the greatest game I've ever played? I guess the greatest game I've ever played is my favorite game of all time, and that would be The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I've played many good games across many different genres. I really like action-adventure games. I love platformers and like action platformers. I enjoy first-person shooters. I like fighting games a lot. I like RPGs and sports, extreme sports titles, more than normal sports titles, but I guess some sports titles too. But like, I probably prefer Tony Hawk and a WWF game over like an MLB or FC, you know. But I'll play Madden. I'll play an NBA 2K game. There's some different things I like. Racing games. Yeah, I like it all. Why are you so upset? I don't know. That's probably not to me. Probably to someone else. No one is upset. Yeah, I guess it might be to someone else. I don't know. The greatest game you've ever played was Halo 2. That's cool, 10,000 Noodles. Gosh, I remember that. I remember when Halo 2 had a campaign, and it was to have your name be one of the possible dog tags, if I'm not mistaken, on one of the Spartan warriors, or an emblem. Gosh, that was a long time ago. Yeah, Halo 2 was a big deal when it came out, because it was coming off of Halo, which was very hot. Corey Boehm, thank you for saying that. Crush that like button. I like the sound of that. Improvement from yesterday, Mr. Black. I'm glad that you're feeling better. I'm going to give you some good mojo. That's some Green Ranger power given to you, Mr. Black, so you can feel better. That right there, probably going to make you like 5% better today by the end of the night. Watch. That little Green Ranger dagger right there, that play is enough to make you 5% better tonight. That's what I'm hoping for. He's our favorite pet stray troll. Haha. Khabib, welcome back. Thank you for the good wishes. Good to see you in here again. See you popping up in more and more streams. The Demonic Brawler's buying Silk Song for Switch 1, upgrading to Switch 2 for free. Gonna play it on your Series S via Game Pass. So you've got that 120 frames per second regardless. Michael Gutman talking here, back and forth. The GOAT for you is Final Fantasy 6 and 9. 6 is one of them up there. Sad PlayStation will never remake both. Well, it's not. So PlayStation doesn't own Final Fantasy. Square Enix does. So they're the ones that would determine whether or not they want to remake them. I could see Final Fantasy IX eventually getting remade. Not in the same way that Final Fantasy VII had a remake, but also not necessarily like Live Alive. Maybe 6 would benefit from that 2D HD look. Perhaps 9 would get something a little bit different, tightening up of some basic 3D PlayStation 1 polygons, some modern camera work. Could be cool. Pull greatest game. Ooh, Ocarina of Time versus Breath of the Wild. Maybe I'll do that. Robbie Reigns. Do I like WWF/WWE? Yeah. I used to watch a lot more, but I still like the overall product. I don't have enough time necessarily these days to watch like 3-hour show twice a week. Work, home life, kids, picking up from school, homework with them, household chores, teaching, too many things. But I still follow the product, still follow the various wrestlers. I like the stories and the moves that come out, matches, keep up with a little bit like on Instagram and X and YouTube, catch up highlights, that kind of thing. But yeah, I went with my dad to the Netflix on Raw premiere this past January in LA. That was a lot of fun. Dang, that was the last time I saw Hulk Hogan too. Hulk Hogan, The Rock, and John Cena were all there that night. And Undertaker. What a cool old school night. Are we really getting a direct next Friday? Ashley, maybe. Because once you hit a certain time on Friday in the United States, it becomes Saturday the 13th in Japan. Why is that important? Well, 13th of September is the actual anniversary date of Super Mario Brothers. So if Nintendo wanted to be able to celebrate in a really cool way, they would have that Nintendo Direct on the 12th, and a good portion of that Direct have it be Mario centric, in which it would be the 13th. So I think next Thursday or Friday is the Direct. Oh, what else we got? Green Ranger, Mr. Black. Whee! That's right. Astrobot. I don't know. Risky Gumalar, welcome. The lack of eShop listing for Silk Song is a bit odd. It's going to be there soon. Oh. Who is your favorite wrestler? If you know the current wrestlers, it's pretty obvious who your favorite is. Roman Reigns? I wonder. My favorite wrestler is John Cena. I grew up late 80s, early 90s watching wrestling, and it was hard for Hulk Hogan to not be my favorite. Into the Attitude Era, I mean, you had The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mick Foley, Triple H, in which, kind of like, all right, we've got Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels and Macho Man Randy Savage from the earlier gen. You've got a few different folks from this gen, Kurt Angle, Chris Jericho, but it would be The Rock. And then into the post-era, Dave Bautista, Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Randy Orton, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, and even up to like Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. You've got Kane, Undertaker, different eras, right? Some people have been around a long time. Mark Henry been around a long time. Booker T, another one. So many classics. But overall, John Cena. I respect so much of what he's done in the outside with the most amount of Make-A-Wishes ever, that's such a big deal for me. That combined with his in-ring persona, seemingly being a cool person on the outside, to then that being confirmed when I got to meet him and be a part of the Nintendo Switch in unexpected locations commercials. Dude, I butchered that. Nintendo Switch in unexpected places commercials. John Cena and I got to be in it together, and I met him. And when I met him in person, we had such a good time playing. Freaking a month and a half or so before Nintendo Switch came out, I'm playing with John Cena, 1-2 Switch, and The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And just hanging out, like 7 of us in a room together, playing games, having a hell of a good time. And it was so fun. And it was like, you know what? This kind of further cements the thought I had of you in my mind as being a cool person in the outside world that I gave a lot of respect to for your Make-A-Wish Foundation contributions, like 750 plus of them. Amazing. Also, fun in the ring, good on the mic, cool with the audience, could rap, music, sing, entertaining, making movies. Also personally kind to me. Dude, yeah, John Cena, he took that top. Let's see, what else we got in here? Your heart broke when you found out Hulk Hogan passed. That was a childhood hero. Yeah, that was tough. I'm sad for him that the last live match, the last live experience he had, he was booed. I didn't boo him that day. I was cheering. It's like, I mean, I won't get too much into it, and I did find out some things later, like, oh, that's not the best, but like, I don't think you could judge somebody on a couple of things if the greater good is far greater than someone's darkest moment or moments. I'll keep it at that, so we could stick to gaming a little bit more. But hey, it's okay. You thought Mario Day is on March 10th, so Ashley, Mario Day, yeah. The funny thing is like MAR10 Mario. That's like Mario Day, but like the anniversary of when Mario came out, that's September 13th. Not confirmed yet, but highly likely about Mario's 40th on the 13th and stuff. Let's see what else we got in here. For UFC, you really like GSP, Anderson Silva. I've met Anderson Silva on a few, three or four instances. Anderson Silva's cool. He's really good. When we first met, it was at E3 like 2016, and just a lot of people walking by him, not knowing who he is. It was on the final day of the show, and he's just walking like nobody's business. No one's bothering him. And I'm like, that's Anderson Silva. I'm going to go up and introduce myself. We talked martial arts, boom, boom, boom. Made a little bit of like a friendship right there in that moment. We had enough of a cool talk, enough of like some fun photos that we took, that a year later, like in 2017, I'm walking around and he's like doing a little event, maybe for Ubisoft or something like that. And I'm walking around and people are now talking to him because now like more people are recognizing him. And it says, Paul, hey Paul, hold on one second. Paul, this is my friend Paul. He's the first person I met at my first E3 last year. This is Paul. Paul Gale Network. I'm like, oh, cool, man. You remember? Like, I guess because there aren't a lot of notable martial artists, notable video game journalists in one necessarily. And he comes from Brazil, and one of his good friends is Lyoto Machida, who's a Shotokan karate guy. That's a little bit more rare of a style to find in MMA. One of my backgrounds is heavy into Shotokan karate as well, so maybe that helped Anderson out. Maybe the fact that there weren't any other gaming journalists or fans talking. But we connected up at that second E3, had a good time talking. And then like either in 18 or 19, it was definitely 19, but I'm trying to think, was it in 18 too? Or did it go 17, 18, 19? Whatever. In 19, walking around once again, and like he's once again like talking to people like, hey man, Paul, all good to see you again. And we had a good talk, a good conversation, and about his health and career and all that. So Boo Mini, cool that you mentioned Anderson Silva. He's one of the GOATs. And GSP always seemed like a great guy too. I've heard a lot of good things about him. He's also known for like, don't be a bully, be formidable and tough, but kind towards one another, and let martial arts inspire you. Don't be a jerk about it and all that. So I like GSP. I like your taste in wrestlers. Heck yeah. Also, no disrespect to others, but Roman Reigns is the GOAT. Hey, that's cool. I like Roman Reigns. Man, I'm so happy that he bounced back from cancer because that was pretty rough to hear. Like, that sucked. He's got kids, too. He's got a few kids. I don't know if he had kids when he was diagnosed, but, you know, you hear folks that are going through it and you're like, oh, man, that's some pretty tough stuff. Let's see, we got Goldberg. You love John Cena. 2 Moves of Doom. Oh. Talking about Mario Day. Yup. 40 anniversary. Cha. People talking back and forth. Oh boy. A lot of talk. Have you met Dwayne Johnson, though? So, Dank Meme Center X, I did not meet him, but dang it. October 2000 SmackDown. I was so close. Wearing my Rock t-shirt, 16-year-old Paul, going as close as I could to the corner turnbuckle, going, Rocky! And him with the belt looking at me, Rocky! And like he must have been 12 feet away. I got goosebumps, dude. It was so cool because I walked up closer from where my dad and I were sitting. Rocky! I just didn't stop. I was so loud. And we had that connection. And he looked at me. And not at anybody else, dude. I felt the electricity in the air. It was so cool. And I've seen Rock perform at quite a few Raws and SmackDowns, a couple of WrestleManias, but never met like in person, like to talk or something. But he would be a really cool person to meet. Let's see. What else we got in here? Yeah, I didn't like the whole booing on Hogan thing either. That wasn't cool. Good question. Why do you show up to streams if you don't like Nintendo? That's a good point, Pokemon fan. Why would somebody show up? Just to get a kick out of ruffling up people's feathers? Maybe. Paul, do you prefer handhelds or home consoles? Traditionally, home consoles more than handheld consoles. I was a bigger fan of like Super Nintendo than Game Boy. Bigger fan of N64 than Game Boy Color. Of GameCube than Game Boy Advance. I liked playing on the big screen, enjoying the TV for whatever size I had at the time. However, there's something undeniable about the quick, easy nature of a portable platform. And Nintendo really struck magic with Nintendo Switch because they bridged the home console and portable console divisions together, and it really became terrific. And even though today I still probably play more Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo Switch on TV than I do portably, gosh dang, do I love that ability to switch. It's terrific. Anderson Silva's a great guy, yeah. A Metroidvania Zelda game could be fire like Adventure to Link, too outdated and by far one of the worst. What's my opinion on that? I mean, I liked Zelda 2 back in the day. It was very different, but yeah, that game getting some kind of remake, that could be pretty awesome. It really could. Khabib, see you later if you're still here. Are you a boxing fan at all? I really look forward to Canelo versus Crawford fight. I'm enough of a boxing fan, but I don't watch it enough to know who are the big names that are going on today. I mean, back in like the 90s, I did like watching Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield. I liked those fights. Those were big. For a while in like the 2008 to like 2011 era, I was watching Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. I'll tune into big fights here and there, like some call it the circus fights, like Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, or uh, Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. But I think that the upcoming fight that you're talking about, Canelo versus Crawford, will be really big. I'm sorry to hear that one of your best friends just died from cancer, Robbie. That's sad. That's tough. Hope you're doing as well as possible. 10,000 Noodles, your favorite wrestler was Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, Eddie Guerrero. Latino Heat. We lie. We cheat. We steal. He was so fun, so charismatic. He had a daughter at the time. Now he has two sets of twins starting school. Wow. Dank. Regarding Roman Reigns, that's cool. Every day is Mario Day, Lily Young. That's true. Cool elbow rise. Thanks, Robbie. Dang, chat is popping. I'm trying to catch up there. That's a remake I could really get behind. Heck yeah, Joycey J. That's one that didn't necessarily evolve the best in time in terms of what else is the world doing. So to have a new Zelda 2 game a remake of Zelda 2 would advance the formula so much forward from where it was left off. Yeah. Because the rest of the world in 2D aspects evolved a lot since then. And there wasn't another Zelda 2D game like it, so it's kind of a distant memory. But remake that sucker? That'd be pretty sweet. I'm down for that. Yeah, you're welcome. Demonic Brawler. I prefer the big screen too, but I really like having the option to take your game on the go. Switch 2 stays docked. Still got your OLED Switch and Nitro deck for handheld play. That's cool. Did I see the Ward versus Gotti fights? No, I didn't. We could play the Final Fantasy X music again. It was donated to the chat by Brian C. We could do that. Pokemon fan. Alright, we'll do. DX degenerate tonight. The King of Rock won. The King of Rock who? The King of Rock won. Yeah. Yeah, DX is good. I got 2 words for you. I got both Triple H and Shawn Michaels to shake my hand at an event. That was pretty cool. They were good. They're pretty dope. Okay. I'm finally caught up to chat. Oh, almost. One more. Okay, I was caught up. And now, yeah. Prime's second favorite Zelda after Wand of Gamelon. Checks notes, never mind. He likes Tears. Wand of Gamelon is my favorite Zelda. Ha 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 ha. Do you think review outlets have an axe to grind, given Nintendo didn't give review units for Switch 2? Man, get over your ego. That's all I've got to say. Look, I have been friends personally with quite a few people at Nintendo at some quite significant levels for many years. I'm not going to name drop right now. My intention right now isn't to brag or look cooler than I am or anything like that. But as it happens to be, when you are in the video game industry for about 27 years and you've been going to E3 since the beginning of as early as you could in life, if not earlier, to be honest, you meet people. And you meet those people year after year. And I grew up in a time where you exchanged business cards. And we exchanged business cards and phone numbers and emails. And you sent each other messages over the years. And you joined each other's Facebook communities, MySpace communities. You greet each other throughout the year. You talk about things as friends do and not just as a journalist and someone that works at a company. And it's not just a source, it becomes a friend. And then you realize, like, everyone is cool in different ways, but what maybe brought you to the person in the first place was their job. But you're not seeking information from them all of the time, just to pry. You become legit. Even with all of these friends, even with folks that I'm quite close to, I don't expect me, and I actually know people, I don't expect a free review copy all the time, an invitation to every event, you know, uh, a free console that I could unbox. There's different avenues at play, and I know where I stand. They know me. So if you've got someone like me who's older than some of the people probably complaining about the fact that they didn't get this or that, even if they have a higher channel, it's like, dude, don't live life with this entitled look. Just buy it yourself. Just wait like the common folk. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, sometimes people gotta dial it back a little bit. So to answer your question, no, I don't think necessarily that people have it like out for Nintendo because they're holding on to a grudge. If anyone does, that's really petty. I've seen Star Wars Outlaws, but I haven't played it. Nate did. I'm sure that in the Nintendo Prime podcast starting soon, the Nintendo Byte podcast, they'll talk about it. Lily Young, you're so happy to have been able to play Mario Kart World School. That's cool. Oh, best thing, Mr. Black. Yeah, ignore trolls. It's true. Hey, you could be a Nintendo fan and play Xbox Series S. Enjoy Delta. Yeah. Yes, Pokemon Fan 34. We actually follow each other mutually on X. Mario Master. Metroid Dread was such a good game. Yes, it was. For me, it was like a new Super Metroid. Heck yeah. Pokemon Fan 34. Yes to your second question, too. Ted, that was the noodles. Oh, Mr. Black, you're telling him. You didn't get your dev kit, though. Sorry. You don't make games, just ideas. The Cringe Prophet. Hello there. Boom, Mini. Admit it. You get coffee with Alnuma on a weekly basis. That's true. I think we're almost caught up. Okay. Oh, well, the Nintendo Byte podcast starts in 2 minutes. Okay. 2 minutes? Really? Okay. Let's see. Let me confirm that. Podcast regular time is about to end. We didn't quite hit the Nintendo $64 goal. Maybe we will. I'll let the stream continue a little bit longer in case anybody does subscribe. Maybe we get there. It's okay if we don't. We don't give out an eShop card every day. I like it when we do, but it's not always a guarantee. You know what I mean? But yeah, I see Nate's stream. It's starting soon. "41 people waiting in Nate's stream. Already got 20 likes. I mean, it's scheduled for 6 Pacific, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. I don't know if they'll start like on the dot, but hopefully soon. Dank, Meme Center X, where did you get that Kamehameha shirt from? Hot Topic, like 10 years ago, I think. It's been a while. It's Satoru Shibata's 63rd birthday. That's cool. Demonic Brawler about to be 42. Heck yeah. Okay. Should we keep this stream going for a couple more minutes? Let you hang out at a place right up until Nintendo Prime and his podcast starts. If you want to hang out here till the Nintendo Byte podcast starts, we could do that. We could definitely do that. You know what? I'm going to leave you with a I'm going to leave you with a song. And I'll be right back. And we'll see how many people are still here. And then we'll probably end it. So one moment. Alrighty, everybody. Oh, we have a surprise guest. For those of you still here, Mario says hi. Mario, what do you want to say to the chat? You want to say, thanks everybody for being here. My name is Mario and I'm the king of fluff. You are the king of fluff, Mario. Do you want to show off how big you are? Have you ever seen a cat this big before with this much fluff? He is the king of fluff. That's a cat. I mean, look at the guns you would get if you just curled him all day long. Amazing. He's a good boy. Some of you are still here, and Nate's stream isn't up yet. So you know what? I'm keeping Nate's stream up, or his podcast up. So I'll let you know when it goes live. Some of you will go there, some of you won't, but hopefully you do. But just go in and say PGN Raid if you do make it over there, you know? So we could talk about anything else you want to talk about in the next few minutes. And I mean, I don't mind talking longer, but I'm respectful of the Nintendo Byte podcast and their time. And can people stream it multiple times? Absolutely, but Nate's got a good thing going. There's a cool crew there. Eric Moore, Thunderstash, Gamebird. They're all going to talk and have a good time. Good group chemistry, good group camaraderie, discussing PAX West and stuff like that. So I think that's going to be a good show. So I'm happy to be here. And I'm happy to see people go over there too. Pokemon Fan 34. Peach is in the kitchen. Or no, she's in the living room with my kiddos. Lily Young, you love the PGN song. Thank you. Mario's a good-looking cat. Yeah, Mr. Black. Are you an Ys fan? I played a little bit. Yeah, a good series, but I'm not too knowledgeable. Haven't dived too deep into it. Curious. Have Nate fixed the audio side of the podcast? Oh, I don't know. No Gamebird tonight, Lily? No, Pokemon Fan, he's not starting yet. But he will soon. I hope he's not waiting for me to end, because that would be nice, but you don't have to wait for me to end. Robbie Reigns, I see you just reposted that GoldenEye 007 pause music. And you could probably see it that you just reposted it now here. That's pretty cool. Let's see. It's scheduled for 9, but it'll probably start 9:20. Entitlement runs wild, yeah. Emotions is a good point. I don't understand why anyone gets worked over. Yeah. Now I'm scrolling up. I believe in having fun entirely, just not at the negative emotions of anyone for the cost of it. Yes, Mr. Black. Correct. Yeah, I've met Mr. Reggie Fils-Aimé several times. Quite a few times. My DMs. Oh, it doesn't look like I have anything going on X right now. That's not a dog. It's a fluffy person. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, it showed up on screen. Ideally, you're playing video games to enjoy them. Yep, yep. We didn't talk a whole lot, by the way, about Resident Evil 9. I mean, I know the stream is coming down to the end. Actually, now 21 people are watching in here. So for some people, this is new talk. Well, for everybody, we didn't talk too much about it. So let's just go over the details. More and more rumors are coming out on Resident Evil Requiem, aka Resident Evil 9, coming to Nintendo Switch 2. It isn't the biggest surprise. I mean, Capcom saw a lot of success with Monster Hunter Rise on Nintendo Switch. They also saw success with the Resident Evil series being ported over. I mean, something like Resident Evil 6, a game that was several years old already, made available digitally only, still sold 1 million copies on Nintendo Switch. Wow. And Capcom sure supported Nintendo the best they could. I mean, they put Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, and 8, Village on Nintendo Switch via cloud. And they've always been close to Capcom's always been close to Nintendo. So it doesn't surprise me too much that Resident Evil 9 would indeed be in development for NS2. But it looks like more and more people have heard about it. So that's kind of nice to hear. That supports the rumor that much better. If I had a choice and I could play the game at the highest level of fidelity, which would probably be on the Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5, because even though I have like a decently capable PC, my PS5 or Xbox Series X are stronger. But the Nintendo Switch 2 version is quite comparable, but just running at a lower frame rate or slightly lower resolution, or maybe has a little bit less ray tracing elements or some bells and whistles like that, but is overall like pretty darn good looking. Probably gonna pick that Nintendo Switch 2 version, because also I got that portable aspect and I could play it in bed, go under the covers when I'm scared, you know. Games don't scare me too often. I'm pretty good on that, but a good game will scare me, you know. 21 people in the chat. That's more than it was earlier. Less than when it was at 25 or 32. But if you're here for the eShop gift card, know that it is a real thing. I'm not just making it up. It just doesn't happen guaranteed every stream. It certainly can, but that's up to chat. If we hit $64 in total donations, super chats, gifted subs, subscriptions yourself, we flip it around and give a $10 eShop card right back to the community, guaranteed within a minute or two. Roll the dice, so to speak, and one random person gets it. So if you're one of the 33 people now that's like, what is this eShop gift card giveaway? Yeah, it's real. It's just like right now we're at our 5 out of $64 total. Yesterday, for instance, we gave out 2 eShop gift cards because we hit $135. So 2 people got it, and that was really cool. So, you know, I don't like to bring it up all stream long because some people are here for the entire stream and like, yeah, you've heard that speech 2-3 times. But folks come in at different times, so I choose to drop that like every half hour just so you know what's up. Dank, Meme Center X, ESRB rating is why they have 2 separate apps. Gosh, I remember when ESRB came out, thanks to Mortal Kombat back in the day. Mortal Kombat, Doom, some early titles there. What's the difference between N64 Classics and N64 Classics Mature 17+? Okay, I think that's what Dank was answering. Yeah, The Mature Classics Plus is like Perfect Dark is on there. Any N64 game that's rated M for mature. Joycey J, Easily Scared. Ooh, Joycey. I don't know if you'd like Resident Evil. But maybe you would. You gotta play with the right person. You gotta have somebody right next to you to play through. Oh, you know what? Oh. I don't know if I would recommend this as someone's first Resident Evil title, but for you, maybe Resident Evil. Well, I don't know if it's your first. Maybe you've played before. Have you played before? Resident Evil 5. $10 on Nintendo Switch. A little bit more actiony than scary. And it's two-player cooperative experience throughout the story. So if you've got a friend that's a little bit more brave, you turn the lights on and you play together, you know? There you go. Nope, I'm scared. You gotta play with a hardcore friend in the daytime. Lights all on in the living room. Windows opened up. Birds chirping outside. And play through this more action-oriented RE title. It looks like the Nintendo Byte podcast, by the way. Nope, no thank you. Is beginning. See, I've got it on my phone right here. So when I close this down, I'm gonna be supporting Nate and the guys. Great stream, thank you everybody. Hopefully Smash 64, DK64 will come out. Yeah, Mario Master, Mortal Kombat, and Tipper Gore. It was a bipartisan freak out over blood and violence in digital space. Literally not real. Nope, then I'll be scared at the daytime. Oh my gosh, Joycey. Robbie Rains, Paul just slipping into the podcast. Woo! Yep, I'm here. I'm there. I'm on my show. And I'm in, Nate's show too. I'll see if I can read any more comments before it's done. Mr. Black, okay, I'm popping over because I had a thought. Resident Evil hasn't caught me since the first one, though. Ooh. Oh, thank you for liking the stream. You're great too, Mr. Black. I mean it. And thank you. I appreciate it. Did you ever play Resident Evil 4? By the way, Mr. Black, if you didn't hear me because you're already in the Nintendo Byte podcast, then I understand. 10,000 Noodles, no combat in RE9 yet, but there will be. I think at the demo there wasn't. Okay, I think we're all caught up. Choice of J, yeah. I see it. They're alive now. I'm gonna go. Cool. Okay, folks. Well, thank you for being here. Hope y'all have a good one. Go over to the Nintendo Byte podcast. Type in PGN Raid like this if you want, because that would be kind of fun. So no direct. General Soderman, not yet. Next week, highly likely. September 11th or 12th, Thursday or Friday. That's what the main two likelihood scenarios are. Yeah, looking quite likely. Okay, we're down to 4 watching as expected. Y'all have a good rest of your night. I'll be back on. Okay, so tomorrow I might not do the 3 p.m. stream. I might do the morning stream, because we'll be talking video game sales, and that's when the news is hot coming out of Japan. Or maybe I'll make a video on it, we'll see. But I'll be back Friday for another 3 p.m. stream, Pacific time. So y'all have a good one. Thank you for the super chats, Brian C. Thank you everyone for being here. And I'll see you later. Bye, Tsukino Ame, Robbie Rains, Mario Master, bye. It ain't no lie, baby, bye. That was fitting. Okay. See y'all later. Take care.